The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Chiefs of Honolulu taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Set to go now on a wet and rainy afternoon. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. From his end zone, Marvin Mims. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his... Tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
19 Tiger. Ready.
2nd and 11. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Ravens send their punter out now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. This is taken to the 23. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll work this one out to about the 38. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll get this out in a hurry to Parker. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 10 more there and another first down.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
A gain of 4 yards. And a first down, Chiefs.
Looking to throw. Cotton. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. Now a 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Cotton. And he's got it. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown. Down. And the Chiefs are on the board here first in the season opener. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Going right back to Beckham here, complete. It will be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Gregory. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Nick Bolton there on the tackle. Ball on the 40 now. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Come 19. Ready. Go.
They'll set up a throw. And that is incomplete. Nearly intercepted. The free safety couldn't quite get his hands around it, and it brings up 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down.
Let's go now.
He'll drop to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. Throwing to start the drive. Cotton. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
47-yard line. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now 2nd and 9. Off the play fake. Cotton. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Cotton. Over the middle, complete. That's Barber. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that will bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 7.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll look to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 24-yard line.
That's another Honolulu. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
24-yard line.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun. Cotton. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Cotton. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Chiefs 1st down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And a Honolulu first down.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Taken down at the 10-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Off play action. Cotton. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0.
14. Ravens nothing.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. This to the back of the landing zone. He'll return it from the 1. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The catch and run, good for 18 and a 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Back to throw again. That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 31 yards. And the Ravens are back within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make our score 14-7. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7.
Ready up.
2 yards to go, second down. Now they try the right side here. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. From the gun on 3rd down. Cotton. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Let's
Charles,
go now.
we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Get it. Ready up.
Here's 2nd and 8. Pass complete on the out route to Beckham. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
Ready, set.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first
Here we
here.
go. Here we go. Ready.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Results in a 4th down.
The Ravens send their punter out now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career, and Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. Now he's free at the 35. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. A final shot before break. Cotton. That one caught by Rice. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Looking to throw. Cotton. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
At the 50-yard line.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Back to throw. Cotton. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Buffalo 18.
They'll look to throw here. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down. The Ravens send their punter out now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Second and 10, third quarter of the season opener.
Looking to throw. Cotton. Got a man over the middle. Worthy. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Back to throw. Cotton. That is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37.
49 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Off the play fake. Cotton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Cotton. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got him in wide open, complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
The kick is good.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin at the 35-yard line.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. That's complete, left side to Bateman. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here we go. Shot.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Up the middle they go. It's Gregory. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
That's into the hands of Worthy. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run. 34 yards.
But he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here's 2nd and 10.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
2nd and 9 now. Now he's going to step up and run. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. This one tough. They need 9 yards on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Cotton.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Partner, I think they saw something there. I mean, they came from the right side deliberately, and you know there's always a designated guy who goes and blocks it, but it's the rest of his teammates that get him free.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. And here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and saying, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
Throwing to start the drive. Cotton. That'll be caught by Rice. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Up at the 29 now. They'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard. Back to throw. Cotton. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 33-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Cotton. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
The Chiefs on third down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun, Cotton. It's complete to Parker, left side. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. That'll give them 8 that time. And that'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Ready.
They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
In this situation, the dictation is coming from the defense, right? They're going to tell you, you can have 6, 7 yards, do that all the way downfield. Let's just go ahead and take the time off the clock. I think they've got to start attacking vertically a lot more.
Let's go. Go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Reek Woolen. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
Two yards still to go. 3rd down now. Operating from the gun, Cotton. Well, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
18, pioneer. Here we go, here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10.
For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a third down and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Ready up.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on third down. Cotton under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. The CD always a little